ever since cameras started rolling, Tomb Raider has been promising us that it will be the one that breaks the video game film adaptation curse. Has it done so? Spoiler alert, God, no. At least in my opinion. It's out. It's damaging. Fuck me, it was hard. Alrighty, my name's Dylan.
I'm Heather.
I'm April.
And this is Jurong, the Great Film Debate. So, just a bit of background. The Tomb Raider franchise has been a video game series since 1996.
If you don't get that right, we're going to get attacked.
No, I looked it up. It was 1996 when it first came out on the PS1. It spawned heaps, like dozens. There's been dozens of games across many platforms. And it all centers around Lara Croft, a Tomb Raider, if you will, a raider of tombs. Often depicted with very short shorts, a tank top, two very large guns, and a very neat braid. Last two films...
That braid, though.
Katniss braid, that is.
It is the Katniss braid. That's the strong, independent woman who don't need no man braid. The last two films both starred Angelina Jolie. Excuse me while I vomit. This particular iteration stars, I believe, Academy Award winner Alicia Vikander. Mm-hmm. I think she's won. She's either won or she's been nominated. Star of Ex Machina and supporting actress in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., the much bemoaned, but I loved Man from U.N.C.L.E. Along with a much, much smaller cast of people that you probably don't know if you don't watch a lot of TV. So, to start things off, April, what did you think of this one?
It was pretty average.
That's very kind of you.
I enjoyed just sitting there and watching it, but I wouldn't go and watch it again.
No.
Would you have paid to get, knowing what you know now? Would you have actually paid?
I'm glad we didn't go to gold class.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw the 4 o'clock session's convenient, but it's not. I can feel it. I can feel this is going to hurt me. Was there anything in particular you didn't like?
It was just... It's a shit movie. It's a great game. It's a shit movie because it's all planned out.
Mm.
Like, you know how it's going to start and you know how it's going to
There wasn't a single surprising moment.
I jumped once.
I saw you jump at a few jump scares. Actually, I
Is
didn't...
that when he comes out and grabs?
That's
right when he grabbed her.
I'm actually...
You shake yourself because I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, it's
I
gonna
heard
be a
that.
jump.
I
So
saw
I'm
that
like,
jump.
and I'm like, I do this little thing where I know it's gonna happen. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good now.
I love getting scared.
I've had my little release. All right, I'm fine. And then you shit yourself, and I was like, Christ, woman.
I didn't jump at any of the jump scares, but there was a moment when they're in the cavern and the bad guy lights a torch, and I jumped at that. I was like, what's down in that chasm? Oh my god, what was that? Oh my god, it was just a...
It was the glow stick.
It was the glow stick!
Heaven forbid.
Heaven forbid. There's no glow sticks on this godforsaken island. Oh my god.
There were so many.
There were
For 7 years,
there were
so many.
Not a single supply drop. They were all very healthy looking men, except for the slaves. That's what they are, basically.
Yeah.
A large minority forced into hard labor, unpaid. They're slaves. Don't know where they got them. They were very well fed, fairly clean.
Yeah.
No.
Some of them were quite stylized in their hair and their facial hair. They must have had a barber on site.
What did you say to me about her when
she was hanging from the plane. I'm like,
her armpits.
Her armpit hair. Like, where is it?
Well, she's only been on a ship for like a month.
Smooth.
What'd you think?
I thought it was average. It was jarring to watch because I didn't play Tomb Raider. I watched you play it, and I watched Darius play it.
Specifically, just for clarification, the new franchise of Tomb Raider games, the ones that don't have the triangle boobs,
and I grew up with my dad. Like, we had it on PlayStation. We had Lara Croft on PlayStation, and then when the Angelina Jolie movies came out, you might not like them, but they were consistent in what they gave you, even if you think it was shit. Like, you knew it was a predictable movie. You knew, it was, guns, this and that, the other. Like, fair enough. I understand why everyone was complaining. But when you watch this one, I loved Alicia Vikander in it. She gave it everything, and I loved it. But it was like somebody had this beautiful picture just handed to them. And then they're like, oh, this is just gorgeous. Look at all this detailing. All right, I know what I'm going to do. And then they just dropped it and then made a mosaic because it just felt like everything was just being forced to fit together. And because I'm sitting there and I'm like, all that movie made me want to do is play the game.
Yeah, me too.
That's not what you want. You want them to want the sequel.
And I'm like, I want the sequel, but only because I hope to God
they fix
I'd be
it.
okay without it.
Yeah, like Because obviously they're leading. Obviously, it was a setup. Like,
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they were
Nobody
leading up
even
to a game.
Nobody even pretends that they're not trying to make a franchise anymore. At the end of the day, at the end of the film, the producers all just whip their dicks out and they're like, "There's gonna be another one, right?"
okay, circle jerk this till we get it.
Yeah.
Well,
So
but this is the other thing. I kind of got the when the Mummy came out, the newest one with Tom Cruise and all. I
that was better than this.
Sorry.
That was better than
Yeah,
this.
it was. It
sadly.
was. And I fucking loved it. I don't care how shit it is. I loved it. And I was just sitting there going, oh my God, it's going to be a whole thing with Frankenstein and Jekyll and Hyde and I'm just
And
like
the Invisible Man. Everybody
hyperventilating
loves the
about it.
Invisible
And
Man.
now I'm not going to get it. And I'm kind of feeling a little bit of that because I did.
Okay.
There were parts that I enjoyed, but it was just too jarring. The whole start
I'm
of the
going
movie.
to touch on that in a minute.
Yeah, the whole start of the movie was like, you got what's it called when they just explain everything for you?
Exposition.
Yeah, so you had this whole exposition about it from the father's point of view at the beginning, right? So you knew what was going on.
Yeah.
You knew he's left everywhere, and then you spend 20 minutes relearning everything you just already know instead of just cutting straight to all that. What they could have done, you said that they could have just started on the boat, like in the game.
Yeah, I would have been. I'm not going to get too much.
Okay,
I'll
well-
wait till it's my turn.
But, you know, like, that's what you suggested. I'm like, why don't they should have started it with her in that office with the papers. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that fight scene, that boxing scene. Oh,
She got fucking
be
abs.
still my
Yeah.
She was
heart.
ripped.
Oh.
She would
She's
have
body
made.
goals.
She'd make an awesome Sarah Connor.
All those
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
Ladies,
Yeah.
She's
props
scary.
to you. You were all attractive. Oh, I loved it. Oh, that was just that was worth
I've
the
never
money
felt more
for that
turned on
scene.
and emasculated at the same time. It was a bizarre moment.
It was great.
So, for me, I could not go 5 minutes without getting pissed off at this movie.
Yeah.
Every 5 minutes, someone would say something or do something. It would either be a trope or it would be like Derek Jacobi, a fucking anointed knight of England, playing a lawyer for 2 minutes of screen time. Like, every now and then, someone would just do something. Every now and then, every 5 minutes, someone would do something. And I'd just be like, that's not how that works. She's supposed to be like this, grew up on the streets because after her dad died or whatever. She's been like living on the streets basically. She's got no money, but she's got a $300, perfect, no cuts, no bruises, leather jacket. All right, for whatever. She, has been around like the rough side of things, but she easily gets duped into having a bag stolen the minute she's in a foreign country. All right. Sure, okay, she kicks their asses later and they introduce, I cannot forget his name, the guy from Into the Badlands. He's the Asian fella.
Oh yeah.
Li Yen or something. I've forgotten his name. No, not the.
I feel like that was racist.
No. It was something like that. His name was something. I've forgotten the actor's name. Yeah. Give me that. Daniel Wu, that's his name. I got him. I don't know why. I thought his name was Donnie Yen for ages.
Had to do that stuff.
I really like him. He was really good in this. I watched the trailer and I'm like, well, he's gonna die. They're gonna put
I
him up,
loved him.
and then they're gonna take him away from me. He was great. I would watch a movie for their chemistry. I would give it another go. But like, there was just so much just shit. Like, she'd be like climbing a rock face, like with the axe thing, and I'm like, that's not how that is supposed to work. That's not what that does. Or they were like, when she's doing the combinations on the tomb, and there's all this shit all over them, and I'm like, didn't he just say try another combination? Haven't people been fucking? Why is there still debris on it? What are you doing?
Well, even after she moved it, there was still debris on it.
Yeah.
So you could argue that.
I'm not gonna. Like, it's not an excuse. Every fucking 5 minutes, I'm like, where was somebody? Where was someone with sense going? Well, no, actually, like,
I think the worst part is when she had the arrows. They always magically have arrows, and I fucking hate
more
it.
than that, she got a big fucking wound in her
Oh, yeah.
side, and the next day she's like doing a marathon. I'm like, no, you're not. You're vomiting. That's what you do the next fucking week.
When she falls and she like gets the parachute and the parachute's all
And the
ripped
parachute
up.
doesn't immediately rip out of her hands.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
okay, that
Like-
number one. Like, they really needed, like, a scientist on board. It's like,
Not
how
a-
some people say
anybody.
they need a book slapper, someone with the book when the director goes, like,
The
we
fucking
should do
coffee
this, they just
kid.
whack. I think they should have just had a scientist, and every time something happened, he's just like...
He's just frisbeeing the game
medical
discs at them.
books, medical books, physics...
She climbs all over the
this
rusted
stuff.
plane for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, that is so much tetanus.
Yeah.
She did not survive that movie. She
shot.
died of an infection before she got home. Like, and I just,
Oh,
the
God.
whole movie was just moments like that over and over and over, and I could not put up with it. There were two things I liked, and it was Daniel Wu, that's his name. I thought he was really fun. He was pretty fucking boring as a character as it was written, but he's a fun performer, and he had good chemistry with Alicia Vikander, and I liked her.
Yeah.
There were these really weird moments where, like, you'd have a scene where she did exactly what the script said, which portrayed her as an unlikable little brat who all of a sudden has special magic powers, I guess.
What?
That's how it came across to me. I'm like, she's a boxer. Oh wait, no, she can also do everything else. Like, she's Alexa Rider now. And then, like, the next scene over, you could tell it was like, this is the scene she's been pumping herself up for. Like, she murders a man and, like, she cries, and I'm like, that's so good. Like, she had these wonderful acting moments, but they were bookended by all this just shit, just piles of shit. And I felt bad for her, but watching her, I was like, she gave everything she had into that. And that was enjoyable to watch. Whatever shit they made her read afterwards.
But no, I for them it would be great. There was so many moments though, especially when we're on the boat, where they have this this intense sort of moment, and you're feeling the chemistry, and then she fucks off to go to sleep, and I'm like,
but it was
just
also
fuck.
But it was also super forced.
Fuck.
It was also super forced though. Like, yeah, they had good chemistry and all that, but like, there was so heavy-handed. It was like somebody came up with a large hammer and they'd written sex on it, and they went on the fucking script, and then they're like, but also don't do it. And then, like, fucking at the first 5 minutes of the film, she's like making eyes at some other dude, and it's like, who is he? He doesn't matter. Like, why do we give a shit about any of this? That first 30 minutes in London, I could have just killed myself.
Yeah, it was a bit...
Like, why? I'm not here for fucking Green Street Hooligans the Third.
I didn't mind some of it, but like, there were bits that
it just went
throughout
on.
the whole movie. There were bits that were really unnecessary. Like you really.
It was a long movie.
It was a long movie.
It felt
and it shouldn't
long.
have felt long.
Yeah.
I was like, way too long. Like, they spent like 30 minutes.
And this is what I meant. It's like all those bits where she's on the airplane and then in the thing and doing this and doing that. I'm like, that's them.
And then she crashed through the
emulating
CG
the
trees.
game, right? Like that's the game. And then she crashes through the trees and gets down, and it's like, okay, back to movie. Like it.
Actually, what was really funny about the plane thing? It was very, very reminiscent of one of the early levels in the first Nathan Drake game,
Right.
which is like basically it's like male Laura, like Lara Croft. Don't call her Laura. We are not American. But yeah, no, it's just interesting. They're very related franchises, and I thought it was funny that they did that when there are so many more like iconic moments in their own games that they could have drawn influence from. That was the other thing. A film is supposed to have so much more budget and attention given to it than the story of like a video game, which has to be like laid down by mechanics and skill trees and all that shit. And yet the video game, I haven't finished the second one, but the first video game is so fucking good. Like, I'd say you haven't played it. Have you played it?
Yeah, I played it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, even like her twin pistols in the game,
Yeah,
you're like,
it's fun. It's
that
fun.
moment in the game is like, oh my god, I've got the two guns. Like, she earned it. And then in the film, she's like, also, yeah, now I do that now. It's like, oh.
She's like, oh, I saw them kind of in the back there.
Yeah, I saw them in your back room, Nick Frost, and you're going to give me guns now, even though you have no relevance to the story
Wasn't
whatsoever.
the woman that worked in the she was making eyes at her, like, right? Like, that
I liked
wasn't
her.
just me.
I think you may have been projecting.
No, like...
Did you feel that way about all the female characters that came across her?
I mean...
There you go. I mean, I don't judge them. She was ripped. And scary, a little bit.
I loved it. Oh, yeah, I loved it.
There was a thing in the trailers that bothered me, and it was to do with like the stunts and that. You could tell she was on wires, which just always bugs me. I mean, it's not fair. Like, you put an actor on, wires and shit, and you expect them to look like they're actually falling off of cliffs and stuff. But outside of that, again, it was weird again because she was really physical in the role. She did so much. And then they'd put her on wires, and it's like, you could almost kind of like have taken her out and like put in a stunt person who didn't use wires and was willing to break their neck. Or like just put Tom Cruise in a wig. He would do it. He's a lunatic.
Got the same physique.
Yeah.
Nice.
Less wrinkles. I mean, she has less wrinkles. Now I just want another Terminator film with her as Sarah Connor. That would have improved Genesis. She could have shot Jai Courtney in the head in the first 5 minutes, and all would have been well. That's my own personal thing. Anyway.
I didn't mind. Like, look, I would buy it. I would even get a steelbook of it just because.
God no.
I liked it, but it's not. You can't. It's like a 2.5.
That is a
for me.
2 out of 5 film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a solid 2 out of 5. That's a 2 out of 5 it fucking deserves too.
If I could start playing it in the middle of the cinema, it would.
Yeah. No, but that's it. That's the thing you got, and I didn't understand if that was what they were going for, because
Which
that's
you
what
shouldn't.
it really seemed like. Because again, all those bits, like I said, it's like you're going through and it's like, oh, this is the bit from the game. Oh, no,
Especially
and then
when
she
she was-
crashes, and then it's like, okay, back to movie.
When she was going through the camp, like hiding
Yeah,
from everyone, I'm like,
that felt
that's
very
game.
video game. But I was
Yeah.
also okay with it because like it was that same sense of tension,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, it's a movie, so I can't fuck this up. She's gonna make it.
The thing is, she made me like it. That's the thing. It was
She worked very hard.
She is like her and Daniel
Woo.
Wu. They honestly, I'm gonna watch it again just for them,
I
because
won't.
she made it, and I just really enjoyed him on screen as well.
I would watch a sequel with them,
Yeah, but just
but
cut the
they
fat.
spent
They didn't have-
$94 million on that.
Where?
I
Yeah.
know. I'm like, it wasn't on the effects. It wasn't on the actors. Listen, I like Walton Goggins, but he's not like A-list. That's the bad guy.
I know. Yeah.
Well, you know, he's a rare name. I liked him though. I thought he was fun.
I didn't like him as a
That-
bad guy. I thought he was just like generic. And
Well, that was something I liked about him, was that he wasn't particularly evil. They kind of like made it sound like he was gonna go crazy at the start, but then like they brought it back down to like, I just want to fucking go home. Just let me go home. And I thought that could have been something really fun to play with. And then they were like, but also he's a bad guy. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's a little bit rapey, I guess.
Oh god, that was weird.
He's like, you look like my daughter. I touch her like this sometimes. Like, please no.
Or
I feel like he hasn't touched a woman in, say, 7 years.
Just a lot of men.
when they were going through like the trials and all that stuff, I'm just
The
like,
traps.
yeah, I'm like, I enjoyed. That's the kind of stuff I really love.
I would have liked
And-
more of that, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get enough.
Oh, we
Well,
get
no, because you had to
3,
spend all
4.
that time in London.
Yeah.
Not even the underground, just upstairs London. With your stupid can of paint stolen straight from The Simpsons.
She solved that puzzle real quick, though.
Mm.
Well, she already knew it. Not that we knew that she knew it, but
Well, she had that
She-
little...
They
But,
kept
yeah.
saying that all throughout the whole movie, you're so intelligent, you're so this, you're
She didn't really
so
show that.
You're this, you're that, and I'm like,
In all
why are
fairness.
you repeating this?
Yeah.
Why is it necessary?
because
we
she's
get
a strong,
it. We should
independent female
but we
protagonist
should just get it.
who don't
though.
need no Oscar.
And she didn't. She could have just done, like, she did it on her own. I didn't understand. Like, it killed it with people repeating it throughout the whole movie.
She, every time a character, like there was like a bit of dialogue where she would make a point about her own character, I was like, oh, just fucking kill me. But anytime she did something, it was all like in her physicality, like when I was impressed. I'm like, that's the fucking character, that's what you're going for. And you're just trying to like shake off all these fucking words. I don't understand why they had to make her a brat. I don't get that. Like, was it just me who got that vibe?
Where'd you get the brat from? I did not get that at all.
She just spends the first 30 minutes just like whinging, like, yeah, he's not dead, but also, like, I'm not particularly upset about it. Like, I don't know.
I didn't
it
get
was
that.
just,
I got that she was upset.
she was
about
just,
it.
like, she was just smarmy and annoying and, like, and yeah, okay. So, yeah, so there was the first dude she flirted with in the first 5 minutes, the white guy. And then there was the Indian kid.
Oh, poor Indian
I'm
kid.
like,
Oh,
I want him back. I like him.
I'm like, what is the point of all of this? You're laying down stuff that nobody cares about. And
yeah.
why is Nick Frost here? Why?
yeah, that was weird.
Surely, she didn't need to go there. Surely there was like a little box in that manor that had like money in it. Surely amongst all of his passports there was some money. I just don't. There was so much
All
extraneous
she
like,
needed to
hey,
do
we're going
was
to build a
sign that
franchise.
paperwork.
I know.
and she would have had the
If she
money.
brings him back alive, they can just unsign it. He's clearly not dead.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. It was just. It was like, we're going to. So, this is indicative of the thinking that was behind the film. I can't remember if it was the director or one of the producers. They're like, we're going to build a shared universe. Yup. We're going to turn the Hitman games into movies, the Deus Ex, the Thief, the Just Cause games into movies, and it's all going to be one universe. And I'm like, oh,
Woohoo.
I see. You're a whore. Okay.
That's how this is going to go down.
It's not going to go down. They have, like, 3 franchises have already died on their asses because they did exactly that and told everyone they were doing it. Instead of just being like, no, here's a movie. Here's another movie. Oh, by the way, they're related. Like, they just... They're like, everybody loves shared universes. Nobody likes shared universes. Only one of them's pulled it off.
Which one?
Marvel. The MCU. That's it. X-Men did it by accident.
I love X.
Yeah, I know you love.
Love him. Love him.
Did you find any redeemable qualities in this film?
Her.
That's yes. Aside from the
yeah,
actress,
just the actors.
Boxing scene.
I have no idea.
she got knocked the fuck
Really?
out.
Didn't care. Oh God, just
All right,
All of
just relax. This isn't a smart
Cinematography,
podcast.
maybe.
sorry.
Cinematography.
Yeah, some of it was okay. I didn't find it particularly inspiring.
I didn't really like the manor. Like, you didn't get to see a lot of. You didn't get to see like any of it other than the outside.
I love that when it was all tidy, it still looked like shit.
It just looked like runes. It just looked like a bunch of runes everywhere, and
With
I
a
was
big
like,
Volvo at the front.
Yeah. Giant
That car.
You know it's a bad film when
Before-
before the movie starts,
Yeah.
there's a big ad about how you should buy a Volvo.
And it's like
because Lara Croft
and-
drives
and
a
like-
Volvo.
Lara Croft approved. Sure,
Oh.
Tomb Raider. Like, it was
It's like-
so bad.
Why don't you just put the Lorax in front of me again? Like, if you're going to be that
Oh.
much of a fucking hoe of a film. 94 million for that.
It was the
What?
Volvo.
Fucking-
Buy the car.
The fucking Lord of the Rings. Each Lord of the Rings film was made for 94 million. Come on.
Yeah, that make yeah.
Like, there's no excuse. There is no excuse at this point in cinema for there to be a film that bad based on a property that good. It just shouldn't be happening anymore. Who are the idiots with the money doing this? It just... I'm clearly getting aggravated. That's all right. Closing thoughts?
Would watch it for her. I would recommend you see it and not have to pay for it.
Do we want a sequel?
I would watch a sequel.
Yeah.
I'd watch it, but
No,
You'd watch
no
it?
high expectations.
Why would you watch it? Why would you watch a sequel?
because I'd love to see like how their relationship kind of grows.
Interesting.
I don't think they have a sexual chemistry, but I think
There's some.
They've got
work
chemistry as
together quite
actors, but
well.
they're not particularly like, I'm so hot for you. It's like
yeah.
the words make me say that, but you're all right.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them fight together properly. The hand-to-hand stuff was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
She really threw herself into that role. However bad the movie
He was good drunk when he fell off that thing. That was good. That was good.
I will watch anything with him in it. If you haven't seen The Badlands, he's just such a badass in it. And it was really exciting to see him in a bigger film. It's just a pity he picked a loser. Yeah, I'd probably watch a sequel. I'd want a more stripped down sequel. Like this.
Cut the fat.
Yeah, it felt like a bigger film than it probably needed to be. I'd want to watch like a stripped down, like no effects, like we're literally stuck in the middle of nowhere. God help us, we're gonna die. Version of that. Because at the end of the day, because in the games, like spoiler, mysticism is like a bigger thing. There's magic and stuff, and this film kind of made it clear that that's not what's going to be a part of this universe, and that's fine. I actually kind of liked that. I'm like, okay, you've now said fuck that. No, we're grounded. But then you've also done a bazillion things that make no sense that require magic to work. So I guess I'd like a film that like reflects that sensibility. But I'm not going to get it. We'll just we'll start our own Tomb Raider franchise with blackjack and hookers.
Because secret sauce isn't enough.
Yeah.
No, that's going to be the secret in our sauce. Oh, that's gross. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and even if you didn't, go ahead and like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and check out our other videos.
Do it.
As we said before, I'm Dylan,
I'm Heather.
I'm April.
and this has been You're On, the Great Film Debate. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Later.
Bye.